Hey mamas, this one was inspired by a recent moment of joy. As I was driving down the highway with my family in tow, listening to playlists and singing along, I suddenly heard something I couldn't unhear. A particular line in a familiar old song suddenly took on a completely different meaning, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, and you, and the divorce process. It's like being at that point of no return, even if you don't know what step to take next. Even if you're slightly terrified by the seemingly vast unknown. Even if it has you up at night tossing and turning as you try to wrestle it to the ground. When we see what we are ready to see, feel what needs to be felt and take action to support it, we can begin to heal. We can lean into freedom. I bet if you pay attention and look around, all the signs keep pointing in the same direction. Life plays with us that way until we're ready. Until we stop denying what we know to be true. This was inspired by a single lyric in a song that prompted me to share this message of support, encouragement, and hope with you. Because life is short, too short to be shrinking, suffocating, and slow dancing in a burning room. Let me explain more. Hi there, mamas. Welcome to the Intuitive Divorce Podcast. I'm Kristen Noel, certified divorce coach and creator of the Best Self Intuitive Divorce, a game-changing program that transforms the experience and outcomes of divorce, one mother at a time. I call it Divorcing Differently. I'm here each week bringing you a quick message to support, inspire, and empower you to achieve the outcomes you want for yourself and your kids. So let's dive into today's episode. Have you ever caught yourself singing at the top of your lungs, even if you don't quite have all the lyrics down, and suddenly hear something you've never heard before? Like a sentence that hits you in a way that it never did before. It takes on new meaning, almost as if it were written specifically for you in that moment. Recently on a car ride with my family, an old John Mayer song came on, and we all enthusiastically sang along as we buzzed down the highway. It amused me that I remembered the song when it first debuted, and here it was on my son's playlist, but I digress. Slow dancing in a burning room. Feel free to hum along. However, this time I heard the lyrics to a 20-year-old song so differently. They hit me like a ton of bricks, and of course made me immediately equate them to the experience of divorce. Fits and spurts. Make a move, but delay in taking another. The stop-and-go dance of dysfunction. What better metaphor for knowing that it's time to go, knowing you are suffocating, knowing you can't go on like this any longer, and yet you find ways to delay the inevitable. Should I stay? Should I go? The excuses pile up, the fear marches in, and the what-if stories grab a hold of your ankles, keeping you awake in the middle of the night as you toss and turn. I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And yet, I feel paralyzed by how, what, when. Hey, divorce is complex with a lot of moving pieces and parts. And stepping into the unknown can feel overwhelming and anxiety-producing, which is why you want to stop denying what you see, know, feel, and have been carrying around for far too long. There's a long runway to any divorce. Even if a single dramatic event initiates the tipping point that topples everything to the ground. Therein lies the undeniable truth. And by the way, denying, or trying to, doesn't make any of it go away. Have you ever looked back and recognized where your own insistence and denial kept you stuck exactly where you didn't want to be? Did you ever look back and identify the initial red flag you pretended not to see, and realize that by doing so, it initiated a series of red flags that continue to slap you in the face? Nope, I don't see any red marks. You're not alone. But enough is enough. Can we agree on that one? Denial is a powerful adversary. It sets a false narrative on repeat. It can thread throughout our lives, playing out through all of our relationships. It becomes a pattern and a default setting. But that doesn't make it truth. Patterns are meant to be broken, especially ones that deplete us, squash us, and drain our life force, which benefits no one. And yet, we stay where we no longer fit. I recently watched the movie The Invite, that you're likely going to hear me reference a lot because I can't get it out of my mind. It's about a couple whose marriage is on the rocks. I found the opening scene to be annoying and frenetic and a bit voyeuristic, like I should turn away and leave them to this. It was private business and uncomfortable to witness this arguing couple who was nitpicking at each other, disconnected and coexisting, but not alive. The pain was palpable. It was everywhere, floating from room to room. It was hard to watch. Imagine what it feels like for your children to live within. The energy of the house is everywhere. So is the energy of dysfunction and unhappiness. Most women on the other side of divorce will tell you that they knew a long time before they found themselves in the process that the signs were there. They just didn't know what to do with them, and they weren't ready to face it. You're here now. Celebrate that. Seeing what you didn't have the courage or tools to deal with before is a massive win. There's no room for guilt, shame, or judgment here. Reframe it, not as something you failed at, but rather as something you've finally been able to admit and declare. There's nothing more freeing than releasing yourself from people, places, and ways of being that steal your essence. Far too often, mothers wait until they no longer recognize themselves and can't believe who they've become. Where did those big dreams you once dreamt go? You know you can't do this anymore. Here's the good news. You don't have to. And you don't have to know all the steps to take, but you do need support and guardrails. You need guidance, tools, and strategies to navigate it all. Managing your attorney, supporting your kids, avoiding being triggered by your spouse, and calming your nervous system. You need out, and you need a better path to a better divorce. You aren't the same woman who walked down the wedding aisle. You are the evolving version of her. Celebrate that. Stop putting your needs to the bottom of the laundry basket. Stop trying to squeeze yourself into places you no longer fit or want to be. Start listening to your intuition, your body, your heart. Start trusting yourself again. This journey of yours has led you to here. There is a way to divorce smarter, heal faster, protect your kids, and reclaim your life. It's called an intuitive divorce. And the mothers who are leaning in and facing the elephant in the room that they've been denying are also saving time, money, and heartache. You know what slow dancing in a burning room is? Staying when you know you need to go. Lying to yourself. Pretending you're okay when you're not. Ignoring the red flags. Making excuses. Telling yourself things like, it's not that bad. Trying to fix something that's not yours to fix. Hoping and praying something will magically change. Ignoring the smoke and suffocating. It's okay to walk off the dance floor, Mama. It starts with you declaring, I'm ready. Is it time to see where you've been slow dancing in a burning room? Thanks for listening to today's episode, but more importantly, for making this time for yourself. If you're a professional, independent mother facing off with divorce, struggling with your emotions, worried about your kids and your future, and want a better way to navigate it all, I've got 2 ways to completely change the trajectory of your divorce and your life starting today. The first is our free divorce workshop. In this training, you'll learn the 3 steps to get off the emotional roller coaster and take control of your divorce so you can save time, money, and heartache for you and your family. Simply go to intuitivedivorce.com/workshop. And the second way is to book a free strategy call with our team, where we'll dive into your situation, your struggles, what you really want, and outline a path to get you there. For a short video and the booking link, go to intuitivedivorce.com/call. Check it out, and I'll see you inside. Now I have a favor to ask you, Mama. If you enjoyed this conversation and were inspired in your own divorce, please subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss future juicy talks. And I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a review so together we can help other mamas walking in the same shoes.